The police have been called. We have a tenant that has not been paying rent.
No, and you don't have to explain that. We would come out for anybody if they needed, intervention.
It's kind of crazy that the owners of this property need to call the police to go and see their own house because they don't have access to it.
Right now, I'm with Casey here. She's showing a house to her buyers. I'm here just as an observer. Casey is going over all of the options back here with the buyers, how to move forward. This property is showing a lot of interest from a lot of realtors. So they're going over if they're going to be making an offer today, and we're going to see how this all plays out. Casey's doing a great job back there going over all these options.
Yep.
Fingers
Everybody
crossed.
think positive.
I like it.
Yes. All right, we are back at my home office. We just came back from some showings. Our buyers really loved the house. They want to put an offer in on it. So we are in a multiple offer situation. So we have to act fast, hence me in the home office typing up an offer. I'm going to be typing it up now and then bringing it over to them later to sign it and submit it.
Just got here at 25 Carlton. Kev's just arriving. He's got multiple offers he's presenting on this property. I'm coming here just to be part of the process, observing, gonna be seeing how things are going on. Also gonna be meeting Casey after this because they're gonna be in their own offer competition after this.
This is the first one that we got. But you don't really want to accept offers from people who don't look at the house. It depends on the conditions. If it's conditional on a sale, like someone has to sell their house, then it's different. You want to show it as much as you can. If it's just on a financing, it's not quite so bad.
Kevin just literally finished presenting the offers to the sellers, went through the three of them, weighed out the options, seen which one is best. Now the sellers are kind of discussing, and Kevin's going back to the other realtors to see if there's any improvements, because some of the offers are really close, to see if anybody can make some improvements on their offer. While this offer presentation is going on, Casey showed up because now she's going to be working on the other side of an offer competition where she's going to be representing buyer moving forward purchasing a home. So she's got to go through how to play on that side of the coin. So a lot of interesting dynamics going on right now.
Just finished walking through the offers with my sellers. We ended up picking one that we are going to work with. We had it accepted. Sellers are excited. One's working behind me with Casey. So it's been a good presentation, good time, and happy sellers.
We're here in Welland at my buyer's house, and evidently Kevin's seller. Went over some different options with her offer that she wanted to submit. We came to a final decision, signed everything up, and it's submitted. We're just waiting to hear back from the listing agent, and hopefully all goes well. Oh, awesome, perfect, okay. Thank you, hope to hear from you soon. She got it.
Okay. So now fingers crossed. Yeah. Okay.
Right now we are between a couple of showings. I'm taking some friends of mine from high school / elementary school to look at a couple of houses. They have a growing family, and they are thinking about moving into a bigger house now that they kind of need some more rooms. So we're just gonna look at some different areas and see what they can get in each area. But the area is really nice. You got lots of parks, lots of place for kids. So it's not a waste of time to look at something that does have an offer on it, just because then you know. And the schools around here are actually really good. Stevensville Public School, I have heard, is freaking amazing. Pictures always, every single time, never fails. People come in with pictures, made it look so different.
So we came out, looked at some houses with Casey's buyers. We looked at a couple houses in Fort Erie.
Yep.
How many times have you been out with them?
This was our first time, actually.
First time?
Yeah.
Well, it seems like you were really informative with them. They're clearly starting to understand the process of buying and selling at the same time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really like the tips you were giving them about just take a look at houses. The more houses you see, the better.
It's all about learning right now.
Got it.
Yeah.
The police have been called, and we're here at this home on Lambert Road in Wainfleet, where we have a tenant that has not been paying rent. So we're here to conduct a comparative market analysis because it's time to get this home on the market, and hopefully we can get the tenant out of here because he's, as you can see, he's blocked off the driveway. He's saying we can't come in here even though we've given him written notice via hard copy, text, and email through a lawyer, and now we're here to do our job and price the home so we can sell it. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. We're actually waiting for the police now before we go on the property because we're a little bit concerned for our safety. So once they get here, we'll be able to go on there and see how this goes. We're still waiting for the police to show up, and we're waiting for them before we try to go up there so that we're safe and we don't have any problems. But we're only booked to go into the property for so long. So if they're not showing up shortly, we're gonna have to try and go in there. So we've got a key, and I don't know if the tenant's here or not, but we're gonna see what happens. If the police don't come here, we gotta take matters into our own hands. Hello? Hello? Okay, so let's start taking our notes.
We went to the property, we gave proper legal notice with lawyer for a tenant who is not paying rent for some reason. So we gave our proper notice, and the tenant said he wouldn't let us in, blocked the driveway with his pickup truck. We went through the house, the police came, we made sure we did everything legal by the books. It's kind of crazy that the owners of this property need to call the police to go and see their own house because they don't have access to it.
No, and you don't have to explain that. We would come out for anybody if they needed, intervention.
But it was definitely one of the more interesting listing previews that I've seen.
We continue. Let's put a ladder in front of that door so that when we move it, he could tell it was moved in as well. Put a bottle of soap inside this door so when you push it open, you can tell if somebody's opened it or not. Well, we just finished up viewing the home. We're very fortunate to have the police show up, have a conversation with them. It's very nice. Thank you, Niagara Regional Police, for showing up, making sure we were safe. That was nice. We gained entry. We're able to move on, conduct our comparative market analysis that Kevin's going to be doing, and hopefully we can have this house up for sale, sold, tenant out, problem solved as soon as possible. So we're going to start with the anatomy of closing a real estate deal. As many deals as I've put together, I've probably been part of that many or more that haven't come together. Relationship building is the most important factor. So that's a component that I think it's good for us all to talk about, relationship building. Casey, I know you do a fantastic job of this. Kev, you got to work on it a bit. Brian, we're yet to see, but likable guy as well. It's so key. And I was able to do everything I've done with that being a huge contributing factor.
We touched on building and maintaining relationships with buyers and sellers, and that is super important. I think the things that I learned at this meeting I hadn't really thought about before, and it is important to nurture those relationships and make sure that they don't peter out.
It's extremely important to nurture the relationships that you have with both your buyers and your sellers. They have to know that you care about them.
Your relationship with your buyer or your seller is the most important part of being in real estate. If you truly want to do the best work that you can for that buyer or for that seller, you've got to be in a good relationship. You've got to have a lot of trust. For me, I've got to trust on things that we go over with them, but they also have to trust me to make them the most amount of money, or Casey to get them the house that they really want without spending too much on it. So there's a lot of parts that go into that. So having the relationship through the transaction is extremely important, but then keeping that relationship growing after the transaction is even better, because you truly build relationship. You build your friends, around your business. And to me, that's what the whole industry, the whole business should be about.